The Learning Anti-Racism Toolkit is the result of 15 months of work by the Victoria Multi-Faith Society and the Centre of Civic Religious Literacy. There were 2 advisory groups and 22 reviewers, and funding support from the Vancouver Foundation and BC Multiculturalism. Early on in the project, we decided that we would do the toolkit from a positive perspective, focusing on the qualities we want to encourage, such as the ones you see here: kindness, inclusivity, diversity, and humanity. The graphic of the hummingbird was chosen because of its significance in Indigenous culture. It has various meanings, including health, joy, and harmonious relationship. In the Pacific Northwest, there's a hummingbird legend whose lesson is that each person has gifts to give, a lesson we very much believe in. Our other goals for the project were to create a tool that would be widely accessible, good for any type of group, regardless of age or education or background. We wanted something easy to use with clear step-by-step instructions, and we wanted it to appeal to all learning styles. To achieve that, a great number and variety of online resources and media were used, and discussion questions were designed to promote positive conversations, drawing people together. We had to ask ourselves why we're doing this and what we want to come out of it. So the first sentence here is a sort of mission statement: to find ways to create an inclusive environment where everyone belongs, everyone contributes, and all are considered worthy of respect. To align with this, we chose to encourage insight, empathy, and listening. We emphasized respect and the need to be kind and compassionate as we learn with and from each other. This also motivated us. These are statistics on hate crimes between 2012 and 2019. The bars represent the number of hate crimes, with the first group representing race, the second group religion, the third group sexual orientation, and so on. Each category of hate crime is pretty consistent in its prevalence year over year. So you can see for race or ethnicity, with 2012 in blue, 2013 in orange, through to 2019 in brown, the numbers are not going down. Faith-related hate crimes in the next group were actually worse in the last 3 years shown here than between 2012 and 2016. The toolkit includes 8 workshops: a general workshop on racism, followed by Islamophobia, anti-Asian racism, anti-Semitism, 2 workshops on anti-Indigenous racism, and 2 on anti-Black racism. Each workshop can be done by itself, but we hope that most people will want to do the entire set. For example, 1 workshop per week for 8 weeks, or whatever schedule suits the group. Each one can be done in 90 minutes, but we recommend 2 hours to have enough time to go over all the questions. We also encourage inviting guests or co-facilitators when possible. For example, someone from the Muslim community for the Islamophobia workshop. If you have a guest, you may want to include extra time for questions and answers. Any person can start a group, whether it's among friends, with students, employees, families, spiritual communities, or any other type of group. A facilitator's guide is included with the toolkit so that any interested person can use it to facilitate. Or, depending on your circumstances, you could find a trained facilitator in your community. If you happen to be a trained facilitator yourself, you may want to offer the series and your services. Our licensing agreement allows facilitators to charge an honorarium. The format for each workshop is straightforward. They can be done online or in person. Participants are asked to do some homework in preparation for the workshop, normally consisting of 1 or 2 short items, plus 1 or 2 from a selection of other material that each person can choose from. This supplementary material consists of videos, TED Talks, TV shows, movies, articles, websites, and an occasional book. The more material the person has time to view, the better, but it's very flexible. People will choose different items and will bring that knowledge into the discussions during the workshop. The workshop itself starts with 2 short introductory videos. These are followed by questions to be discussed in small groups. After the small group discussions, the facilitator brings people back together for some centering quotes and the debriefing questions. The space used is up to the group, since some may be online, others in person, some may be small groups, and others might be quite large. But in all of those cases, small breakout rooms are encouraged, ideally around 4 to 6 people, so that everyone can participate in the conversation and to allow time for people to respond to each question. We've already covered most of the points here, except for the last one, actionable, that there should be concrete change resulting from these workshops. Obviously, change begins in the heart. We want people to learn with each other and from each other, and we hope that this will lead to change on many levels. During the debriefing discussions, participants are consistently asked how they can contribute to change. Each person will know far better than we do how this might be done in their situations, in their place of work or school or community, which is why creative reflection is encouraged. We would like to thank our funders, advisory group members, and reviewers for their encouragement and assistance in creating this toolkit.